Hello, I want to say welcome to our edition of SOULIVITY Today, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. My name is Brian Westley Johnson, and I'm so glad that you're here. We have a fantastic show for you, a special guest that we're going to introduce in just a second. But before we get to that, I have two amazing people I want to introduce you to, our amazing co-host, Dr. Chanel de Guzman and D'Angelo Thompson. Good morning, guys.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
How you guys doing?
Oh, I'm
Dr.
doing
Chanel, you
well.
can
I
go.
can't. Yeah, I'm actually doing exceptionally well. I mean, you don't get the chance often to be in the company of these three fine gentlemen, so I cannot wait.
All right. D'Angelo, how about you?
Thank you, Dr. Chanel, and thank you for your gorgeousness. I can't wait to talk to Sam Fine, someone I've known for a very long time. But as you know, Brian, I went up to Vermont this past weekend, much needed, and I feel very refreshed right now.
Oh, now where in Vermont did you go? Do you know what cities?
So South Burlington is the main town that they live in, and then Burlington, of course, and then a few of the surrounding suburbs. So really just
Wow.
God's country, I call it, you know?
Man, it is so beautiful in there. I miss that part of the country sometimes because it's so beautiful, so green. And you went to Canada too, right?
Montreal just for the day for dinner. It was nice. They were only 2 hours away, and I was like, I could do this.
Wow, nice.
Oh
Now,
man.
probably
Well,
similar to you, right? In Detroit, you're close.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah, Canada is right across the river. When I was growing up, we used to go over there and hang out, and it was beautiful, man. It was really, really nice to get a little getaway where you're in a different
Yes.
country, and it is different. I mean, a lot of times people would think that it was the same kind of thing, but when you cross that river, Canadians do
Yes.
not act like Americans at all. You know,
No,
it's a
no.
different flavor. You know that, Chanel.
Yeah,
Listen,
indeed.
D'Angelo kind of let the cat out of the bag. We have a very special guest today, a dear friend of SOULIVITY and everybody who's part of our platform here. He is a fantastic person, but let's learn a little bit more about him. From Queen Latifah, Vanessa L. Williams, Jennifer Hudson, to supermodels like Tyra Banks, Iman, and Naomi Campbell, they all have one person in common. They've all relied on the expert hand of makeup artist Sam Fine to look their most glamorous. Long before he became a celebrity makeup artist, the Chicago native paid his dues working behind the makeup counter of department stores, an experience he fondly refers to as the real school of beauty. He made it his mission to show women how to accentuate their unique beauty by using colors and shades that would best complement their complexions. But most importantly, he helped them eliminate their doubts and apprehension about applying makeup so that they too could achieve dazzling results. Now, Fine's talent and determination has taken him far from the makeup counter, making him one of today's most sought-after makeup artists. His work has appeared on the covers and pages of Cosmopolitan, Harper's Bazaar, Essence, Vibe, and Marie Claire, and was chosen as the first African-American spokesperson for Revlon and CoverGirl Cosmetics. But it was the experiences from his formative years selling makeup that inspired him to write his first book, Fine Beauty, Beauty Basics and Beyond for African-American Women, a how-to guide highlighting his many accomplishments. Now, as a continuation of his commitment to educating women of color on the fine art of makeup, Fine introduced his first instructional DVD, Fine, The Basics of Beauty, which is a step-by-step tutorial featuring 3 individual makeovers and addresses a myriad of beauty challenges by focusing on tools, technique, and product selection. Sharing his wealth of experience and expertise, Fine enables viewers to fully understand all that goes into creating a flawless, natural-looking face. And so with that, it's my pleasure to welcome to SOULIVITY Today, celebrity makeup artist, author, and just all around just great guy, Sam Fine. Hey, Sam, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Brian? Thank you all for having me. Hi, D'Angelo, Dr. Chanel. How's everyone this morning?
Hey, man,
Good.
I think we're
Bless.
all good, right? Especially now.
Yes.
Shoot,
Especially
you're
now.
here, man. You're here with us,
Oh,
you know.
thanks for having me.
Listen, I want to jump right in because
Sure.
Sam, you've been in this doing this journey for a long time. I mean, department stores. Okay, let's start with that first. What department store did you work at?
I mean, you know, the interesting thing is I do refer to it as the real school of beauty because it has trained so many young artists like myself and so many other artists, very successful artists that I know started at a cosmetic counter. It's where you come in contact with so many real women who, you know, and really celebrity clients aren't so different, really. But that was some 30 odd years ago. That was A&S
Wow.
Plaza. I don't know if it still exists. It's been that long ago.
Wow. That's amazing. D'Angelo, did you start? Was that kind of like where you started too? Did you ever work in the department store?
Exactly. I started, like Sam said, you know, it's a great training ground. I started at A&S Brooklyn at Fashion Fair, believe it or not. And then from there, when I moved to San Francisco, I worked for Bobby Brown and a few other brands. But the main point is that I came in encounter with so many different types of women and colorations and skin issues and really how to correct it. And it was a master class. It really was.
Wow.
And the personalities, D'Angelo, the personalities that you come in contact with, the myriad of personalities. Dr. Chanel, you know, being the only woman on our panel this morning, you understand what it's like to approach a cosmetic counter and be greeted by a makeup artist who has to embrace you, who has to understand your beauty personality, immediately.
Yeah.
And it's really a skill that you have to own.
Absolutely, Sam. It's so nice to meet you. So, yeah, the beauty personality. I mean, you are dealing with thousands of women and actually girls too, you know, prom, the weddings, you know, who are coming to a counter to get their makeup done. So, I was definitely one of those customers with a beauty personality. And yeah, I remember countless times coming to the counter because I had an event. Now, Brian, I have elevated and I have my own makeup artist. And so she does, yeah, I have elevated, thank God. I mean, you know, you just grow, right? And so I do have my dedicated person who knows my face, who knows my style. But I'm so grateful, Sam and D'Angelo, for those opportunities that I was able to go to a counter and have my makeup done for some event.
Yes. Wow.
Sam, did you always know that this was what your journey was going to be? Did you always know?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I took a job at A&S Plaza on 34th Street, you know, right near Macy's, because I wanted to, you know, I'm from Chicago. D'Angelo knows this. We're both from Chicago. We've known each other for a very long time. And I moved to New York to study fashion illustration. I'm a fine artist. So I wanted to go to Parsons and I needed a job. And I always looked at cosmetic counters as this world of wonder. These very pretty people on the first floor of every department store who were there to greet you, but it was almost like they were the greeters of every department store, these beautiful people who work for these cosmetic lines. And I wanted to be a part of that. And I thought it would be an easy gig. And little did I know when I started working behind the counter, that many of my friends would say, you know, Sam, you seem so good at this, you know, and I really didn't understand makeup as much as I understood art, highlighting, contour, lip lining, drawing brows. And I came into the industry, you know, at the when the guards were changing. It was a
Right.
time when brows were becoming very popular.
Hmm.
Um, you know, it was a cosmetic line, Naomi Sims Cosmetics, one of the first of its kind. So it was just a really wonderful time to be in New York and to be in cosmetics in the early '90s. You know,
Wow. 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 Now, D'Angelo,
I mean,
you've known
obviously, I
Sam.
never made it to school. You know,
Now, D'Angelo, you've known Sam for a long time, so I know you've got a couple questions for him.
I'm going to keep it really professional here. So,
mhm, mhm,
Aww.
mhm,
so Sam, you know, we know that makeup, when we came into the game, it was very different. And now it's shifting again, right? With influencers and masters like you that really understand not only beauty, but the business of beauty. Can you speak about that?
mhm. For sure. I mean, you know, I was so fortunate during those years working at the cosmetic counter. Actually, probably a year before that, I had met my best friend Joseph Hampton, who
Hmm.
actually is living in Chicago now. He was in New York at the time when we met, and I met him with a model friend of mine. And I knew I was moving to New York, so we stayed in touch. And he really helped me to understand not only makeup, because I didn't understand the kind of three-dimensional world of makeup application and color selection and all of that. I knew
Hmm.
how to draw beauty, but I didn't know how to create it in this medium. So he
Hmm.
truly trained me, but also helped me to understand the business of beauty, which is, you know, it's hard to avoid, mentioning the writer's strike and the actor's strike right now,
Right.
because
Right.
it is really tough being an artist now because the business is so important to us all. The living
Hmm.
wages and how we, you know, as freelancers, we're gig workers. So
Right.
there, you know, you and I are blessed to be a part of a union, but also we
Hmm.
freelance, and freelancers don't have the protection as many artists do. So
Right.
it's an interesting world to be in, and the business of beauty, if you don't know it, you really won't succeed, because at the end of the day, it's about how you set your rates. It's how you learn to invoice.
Right.
It's how you learn to
Yes.
become incorporated or not. Those things are so
Hmm.
integral to being a successful artist. And when you hear musicians, when you now hear actors and writers talk about what's going on and living wages and fair treatment, I think we're all
Hmm.
being exposed to what really goes on behind the scenes for artists.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right.
It's very true.
Right. Wow. Chanel, do you have a question?
Just want to make sure we're not headed to a break or anything. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. We got about a
Oh,
minute or
okay.
so.
Yeah, just so Sam, along those lines, I would imagine, having a mentor to help, your entree into the business of beauty is, like you said, essential. And maybe D'Angelo, you could also chime in. I mean, what was that process like in terms of having a mentor that ushered you into the business? What was that process like?
Sam, go for it.
Uh, you know, uh, a lot of us don't have the opportunity of having a Joseph Hampton or D'Angelo.
Mm.
I don't know who your mentor was or how you
Byron
really
Barnes.
connected with the industry. Exactly, Byron, a lovely friend of ours, an icon as well. And if you don't have a voice, a lot of times now we have social media, you can find a virtual mentor. It's like that voice in your head that says, what would Beyonce do? How would
Right.
she approach this? And I have to
Hmm.
tell you, D'Angelo and I reconnected around church. And I have to say that a belief system around um, shoring up yourself, being your greatest cheerleader, um, you know, not allowing fear to rule your career, and being able to say no to things at a time when, you may not be able to say no. So it's not even just having a mentor, it's about having a spirituality, it's about having a
Mm.
perspective
Right.
Very true.
of a vision for yourself to move you forward in any industry. We're not talking just about makeup artistry. You got to believe in yourself while you're in school. You've got to know that you're going to ace that test. You got to believe in
Mhm.
yourself, and you've got to be your greatest cheerleader.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Wow. Well, listen, guys, we're going to take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to have more with Sam Fine because we just love you being here, man. So much to talk about. And so we're going to take a break. We'll be back in about a couple minutes. SOULIVITY Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. You can find all of the Satana products at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. SOULIVITY is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
And such a beautiful view from Washington, D.C. live. There's a White House there, our nation's capital. Welcome back to SOULIVITY Today, where we have a fantastic guest, Mr. Sam Fine. Sam, man,
Yes.
when I was thinking about this interview today, I was thinking about the fact that creating natural beauty, I think, is also being unapologetically authentic. I guess for your own health and well-being. Do you agree with that? I mean, that there's something that's internal inside of you that's driving this essence about yourself, and that you're helping that person bring this out of them?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you can't work with performers like Queen Latifah or Vanessa Williams or Aretha Franklin and not feel a part of supporting them. It's not just a job. You really
Right.
are one of the closest people to them, physically, and your energy that you bring into that room, and the ability to support them, by doing what you love, is truly an integral part of of what we do. as artists,
Yeah.
as people. It really is
Right.
the ultimate connection.
D'Angelo?
You know, Sam, I was thinking about it. We were discussing mentors before, and I can say that Alfred Fournay, Byron Barnes, and a woman by the name of Sherry Lee in San Francisco were very instrumental in guiding me through our
Mm-hmm.
careers, you know? So, and as you said, we are a support system. Actors told me when I worked on Wendy, like, D'Angelo, coming into your makeup room and then going to the floor, you know, for the interview made such a difference, you know, and it's all about the energy and the energy you give to your client and the energy they give to you, right? They keep calling
Right.
you because of that.
For sure, for sure.
It's
It's not
yes,
always
it's
just the
very
makeup. And once again, Dr. Chanel, I'm going to put you on the spot because you like you mentioned, you have a makeup artist who comes to you, and just the moment I dare I say that the moment we enter the set, the trailer, your home, it puts everyone at ease. You know you're going to be taken care of, and I think that there's so much that we bring with that, other than the small conversation and the laughs. You know you're going
Right.
to be taken care of and be your best
yes.
self.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, Sam. I couldn't agree with you more. Just recently, so Brian knows I had my 40th high school class reunion. So, I had to have my makeup done. And so,
Hey.
I call, because Brian knows I brought it. But
Oh yeah.
I called her and I said, I've got this event coming up. We put the date on the calendar. And then probably a couple days before the reunion, which was last Saturday, she called me just to see how I was doing, to check in with me, maybe talk about what I might
Mm,
think I might be wearing. And then not only that, Sam,
mhm.
I didn't even know, Brian, exactly the outfit I was going to wear. So I had to bring all my outfits. I had to bring all my outfits
Mm.
to the session. So Sam and D'Angelo, not only, right, did she do my makeup,
Mhm.
but she helped me find the best outfit. And then she did my makeup around that outfit. But she went well and beyond to connect with me to make sure I felt comfortable. And when I walked out of that studio, I was ready.
Woo.
I
Mm.
was
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
ready.
Oh yeah.
That's what we do.
Oh, oh.
Yes.
And y'all, the pictures, there was nothing left. Chanel left nothing. There was nothing left. I'm just telling
Thanks,
you.
Brian.
Just
I mean,
hey, I'm
so
just.
imagine. Yeah, so imagine that and amplify that to a red carpet for the Oscars, a performance
Mhm,
at the Grammys,
mhm,
singing the
Yes.
Star
Yeah.
Spangled Banner, at the Super
Yes.
Bowl. Amplify that appearance times
mhm,
10,000,
mhm.
and that's what we bring to a room. And so it is definitely a very special relationship, and enhancing someone's beauty and preparing them for an event or a scene, as D'Angelo and I have worked on many films together,
Mhm.
preparing them and helping them to feel their best in a situation is so part of our job, that I don't
Mhm.
think that people really understand fully. They see it as a service, and yes, it is, but
Mhm.
there's so much more that goes into it.
Yes, very
Abs-
true. We're the therapist, we're the friend, we're all of the things. And
Yeah.
also it's about we hold a lot of secrets too, and it's up to
Oh,
us
yeah.
to kind of like level the room out no matter what they're going through, and
Yes.
that's what it's about. It's really holding up
Well,
that
you mentioned
goddess.
that. Absolutely. Yes. D'Angelo. Yeah, it's a trust. It's a relationship that's built over time that's, with the foundation of trust. So it's
Yes.
so very appreciated.
Yes.
And I
Sam,
mean,
who was your?
um,
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam. Go
I'm
ahead, Sam.
sorry. Oh, I was
No, no.
just
Go
going to
ahead.
say, playing the other side of that coin, you're not for everyone, and I don't take
True.
that lightly.
Mm.
I don't take it personally. I'm also not for everyone. As many people as you've shown and talked about that I've worked with, there's still a number of women that it didn't work for me with. When I showed up in that trailer or showed up at work, it didn't work out, and that's okay too. So you're not
Hmm.
Yes.
for everyone, and I think that's important to discuss, because you can't just talk about the success without the I won't say failures, but I will say the disappointments.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
Sam, who was
That's
your
powerful.
first celebrity that you ever did makeup for?
Wow, while I was working behind the cosmetic counter, I was assisting makeup artist Fran Cooper, Kevin Aquan, and I came in contact with Naomi Campbell at a fashion show. And before cell phones, before social media, she gave me a call at the cosmetic counter to ask me
Mm-hmm.
to work with her on what would be our first job together, which was People's 50 Most Beautiful. And it was our first job together. And
Wow.
shortly thereafter, Patti LaBelle, because I was assisting. So assisting is a wonderful opportunity to meet some clients, for them to see your work maybe on a background singer or on another
Mhm.
model in Naomi's case, and get a chance to see your work and say, I wonder what it would be like to work with them.
Mm,
Mhm.
mm. Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Um, I hate to put you on the. Well, I'll let D'Angelo go first, and I'll ask you this question later on. I have another follow up for that.
Sam, who are your two longest clients that you've had since like 20 years plus? Who are those clients?
I mean, obviously Vanessa Williams. I mean, she is one of
Mm,
not only my favorites, but someone that I have admired for her professionalism and her talent, and uh, just everything that she brings to the stage, literally and figuratively.
Mhm.
But working with Iman, working with Queen Latifah, a lot of times, D'Angelo, you know this, you will work with a
Mhm.
client for a season and then take a break and then be reunited with them. And that's what it was like for
Yes.
me with Queen Latifah. I worked
Mhm.
with her long ago when she was a rapper, and then happened to do her first CoverGirl beauty campaign. Then she
Mhm.
worked with Roxana Floyd, a wonderful makeup artist who is no longer with
Mhm.
us, and then we
Yes.
reunited. So these relationships can have their ebbs and flows, but
Mhm.
Queen Latifah, Vanessa Williams, Iman, Tyra
Mhm.
Banks, so many
Mhm.
women that I've had decades of a pleasure to work with.
Yes.
mm,
Yes. Wow.
mm. Wow.
Awesome.
I mean, amazing. Just an amazing career, Sam. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to, dig a little deeper into something that, D'Angelo, you and I kind of talk about a lot, and that is like the future, but specifically the future of beauty and how it revolves around women of color. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of SOULIVITY Today. We'll be right back. Hi there, this is Brian with SOULIVITY.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoy the Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher
quality life.
And we're back with more of SOULIVITY Today. My name is Brian Westley Johnson. I'm joined by some very, very special people today. Dr. Chanel de Guzman, D'Angelo Thompson, and our very special guest today, Mr. Sam Fine. Hey, Sam.
Hey.
D'Angelo, you and I talk, we talk about people of color all the time in terms of the direction and different things. And Sam, as you were talking about people like Naomi Campbell and Iman, these are two people that, tell me if I'm right or wrong, these are two people that have really, as they broke a barrier in their careers, they were bringing people behind them. Is that, I know that's what I've heard. And I just wanted to make sure that was true, because I think that's in part what we have to do for each other.
It is absolutely true. You have to realize, though, that celebrities and models, especially the two models that you mentioned, their beauty is directly connected to their commerce. They need to look great on a runway. They need to look great on advertising, especially as compared to their white counterparts. You have to have somebody who knows how to do their hair and do their makeup so they can, essentially compete for these next jobs.
Right.
I don't always know that every celebrity or model is connected to bringing someone along. I think that it has, in my case, a lot of times it hasn't been, to me, it's not something that they set out to do. I think it's just, it happens because I happen to be the best person for the job at the time. And Veronica Webb, another top model, one of the first African-American models to receive a cosmetic contract, she wrote a foreword for my book, and she said, I opened the door for Sam and he rearranged the furniture. I think you have to take advantage of the opportunity of being let in, no matter the reason. So whether they are doing it because they want to create space for more people of color, or they're doing it with selfish reasons because you're one of the best, whatever the reason is, you're in. Make the most of it.
Wow. Wow. D'Angelo?
That's amazing. Sam, I was thinking about just looking at all this beautiful work and covers. What lessons have you learned from your clients?
Oh, wow. When you think about Naomi Campbell, when you think of Vanessa Williams, when I think of Queen Latifah, these are women who did not allow one category to define them. Queen Latifah was a
Yes.
rapper, and then to see her as a beauty and a cover girl, to see her as an Oscar-nominated actress, to see her do a jazz album. And I mean, also Vanessa Williams, who we knew as a Broadway, that was her goal, to be a Broadway star. But she took it there and so much further. So I've learned that from them, that one title doesn't define me as an artist. I'm an author.
Yes.
I'm a makeup artist. I'm a creative director. All of these things are within me, and I don't think that that one title can really define who I am. And I've learned that from these multi-dimensional, talented women that I work with.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Great.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead,
amazing.
Chanel.
Well, I want to just slightly turn back to like the general women who might be also listening. And I want to talk and introduce this notion of the great cover up. Okay, so there is a lot of pressure, Sam and D'Angelo, to look the part, right? And I'm sure when you're so up close and there is this spiritual connection, you see some of the women, you see their emptiness, you see their sadness, their loneliness, perhaps their lack of purpose and vision, and you have to cover all of that up. Can you speak to that in terms of, the pressure that we, sometimes feel And the makeup does come in handy sometimes, but at the end of the day, we still got to get back to what's really going on the inside.
Wow. Can I
Oh,
speak
for
on this,
sure,
Sam?
for sure.
You
Absolutely.
know,
Please take it.
Dr. Chanel, when I walk into a room, and there are times where clients are having a moment, but I always think about what can I enhance, right? What are their
Mm.
assets? What can I bring out? And I also try to tap into what their needs are and let them understand they're being heard. I think that's often the case. The kids aren't listening, the partner's not listening, their colleagues are not listening, understand that they're being heard. That's why I
Right.
say we are confidants, and we're also there to enhance and bring out what's theirs, what's within their power.
Wow.
Sam, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely.
I mean, to piggyback that, I mean, you guys know the old saying, everyone is going through something. That's me going through
Yes.
something before I have to show up at work being an empty vessel because I can't bring my problems to work. That's not
Right.
part
Yes.
of what we can
Oh
do.
yeah.
We're not
Right.
allowed to do that. It is Dr. Chanel. If I enter your room, it is all about you. You don't want to hear about my problems, and it's your time to unload if you need to. And of course, I've worked with many celebrities who are both nervous or wondering how their performance was, or dealing with a myriad of things from relationships and children. And your job is to be the steady, the person who can bring them back to why we're here,
Yeah.
what we're here to do, and then we all get to go home and hopefully a little more filled, our cup a bit more filled. And that's what I hear D'Angelo saying when you're asking someone, making them feel special in that way of being heard, even. You are someone who gets a chance to send them away feeling a bit more seen, a bit more loved,
Yeah.
and hopefully a bit more beautiful.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. Again, this shows the depth and breadth of what you, Sam, and you, D'Angelo, bring to the table. Because this is more, this really is a craft and a service and therapy for so many people that that need the services that you guys are providing, and it's why you guys have all these long-lasting relationships with these people, and they keep coming back,
Yes.
right? Because you guys understand them. Listen, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more with Sam Fine in just a minute.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
And we're back with more of Soulivity Today. We've got our very special guest today, Mr. Sam Fine. Sam, what's next for you? What's next for you now?
I love and hate that question, because sometimes it is, sometimes it is as simple as it's the first of the month and I need to think about, how I'm paying my bills, or thinking about, other things that are coming in, the strikes that are on that will affect us artists, both on set and off. Sometimes my mind is filled with those things, but for the past 30 years, I've been able to build a career in this industry, and I just know every day that there will be another call, there will be another thing that knocks me off my feet. And I think as artists who don't know where their next check, where their next job, where their next client is coming from, it's very important to have that knowing. So yes, I know what's next, in terms of work, but I never really know what's next.
Right,
Mhm.
right, right,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Wow, wow,
Well, to
wow.
be
D'Angelo?
honest with
No,
you,
go
I
ahead.
mean,
Go
as
ahead,
an
Chanel.
entrepreneur, yeah, I was going to say, as an entrepreneur, yeah, we're all, faced with that, and having that knowing that you've laid the groundwork, you have the reputation, and it's the faith knowing that there is something next. So believe me, as an entrepreneur, 2.5 years into my
Mhm,
consulting business, definitely faced
mhm.
with very similar, you know, concerns, and having the expectation that, yeah, the call will come, the contract will come through. So
Oh yeah. And Dr. Chanel, I love that you said that because there are moments that you just can't allow the negative thoughts, the nothing's happening for me today, no one's called, that contract is lagging, it's not signed yet. You can't let that
mhm.
weigh in so heavily that you forget the power that we have to create by a thought, and the
Yeah,
positivity of knowing I've always been taken care of. Why would today be any different? So
Wow.
think for
yeah,
me, when you talk about what's next, it's really
Wow.
thinking about the other ways that I can direct my attention, whether that is creating another project, starting to write another book. That book, when you hear of these Broadway shows or books that have taken 10 to 15 to 20 years to come to light, that's
Mm-hmm.
no accident. Sometimes you have
mhm,
to start planting those seeds in times where you aren't at your best, when things aren't going
Mhm.
your way, when you're not busy, so busy, you can't really take the time to reflect on
Right.
what you would like to be next.
Mhm.
absolutely. It's
Mhm.
called
Mm.
seed time and harvest. Seed time and harvest.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
see, so you did answer my question. So that's all next.
Yes, 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 yes. Stillness. Stillness
Brian is
could be
good,
next. You
by
know
the
what I'm
way.
saying?
So
Stillness could be next. And that's and I have to make peace with that. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it's just sit your behind down and rest,
Hmm.
right?
But
Just
we don't
don't
want
do
to hear that a
nothing.
lot of times. We don't want to hear that COVID's going to shut us
No.
down. We don't want to hear of a strike, and we don't know a date in which we'll return. So I
Yes.
know that we're talking to a lot of people, in different industries, and like Dr.
Mhm.
Chanel said, it's an entrepreneur, it's a person at work who may be falling out of love with what they do. It's okay. So sometimes that stillness helps you to find that voice for just acknowledging what is in this moment so that you can
Mm.
not
Right.
plan, not navigate, but think and plan and dream about where you would like to be.
Absolutely.
mhm.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. Sam, thank you so much for being here. Um,
Yes.
My pleasure, my
I,
pleasure.
I appreciate you bring a different dimension when we talk about artistry, just not makeup, but artistry and creativity that is so refreshing and is so necessary for all of us to hear. Because for me, it's grounding, right? It's grounding in the truth of who I am. And so I thank you for reminding me of what's inside of me because you express it so beautifully.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Listen, just want to remind everybody that you can pick up Sam's beautiful book, Fine Beauty, at anywhere where books are sold. Sam, I know you also have your DVD, your instructional DVD as well. Or where can people pick that up?
See, both of those are out of print. So you can
Oh,
find new and used. It's okay. That fine beauty book is that beauty Bible is 25 years old, and
Wow.
it went
Mm.
out of print. But
wow.
a lot of people are still picking it up on Amazon, new and used. The DVD is out of print as well, but there are always, that gives me more room to create new projects, right?
Yes,
Wow.
exactly.
Well, listen, we are so glad you're here. Thanks for coming on Soulivity today. Really appreciate
My
you, man.
pleasure.
Really,
My
really
pleasure.
do. Listen, everybody, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more Soulivity today in a second.
6 years ago, when I started SOULIVITY, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit soulivity.com now.
And we're back with more of Soulivity today. We've got some time where we want to do some real shameless plugs here with our host. I'm going to go to you first, D'Angelo. You've got some great things that you're doing in your world. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Yes. I'll talk about the art of pivoting. That's coming up October 30th. So really talking about how to shift and change as as we have a gig economy, excuse me,
Yeah.
and what it takes. Yes. So I hope to see
And
you
this is
guys October
local,
30th.
and this is local in New York City, correct?
Yes, New York City. Thank you. Hmm.
Yeah, no problem at all. And then you have a beautiful shop where people can go and buy some of your favorite things. Tell us
Yes.
a little bit about that.
So everyone can see there's a link there for shopmy.us, and I have my own beauty shop. So it's my favorite cosmetics, fragrances, also hair care and skincare for men as well.
Perfect. Dr. Chanel, you always have something that's wonderful that I love that you're doing, and that's some coaching sessions.
Yes, of course, Brian. So if you are experiencing any of those things that I talked about in terms of that cover up, where you're covering up the outside, but we need to go back and deal with the inside. Let's have a chat about it. I do offer the free coaching consultations, and then of course the book "Come Back to Yourself." That's a perfect time. Love, Life, Live Free. It's on Amazon to go back within and have the beauty from the inside out, and let our beautiful makeup artists D'Angelo Thompson and Sam Fine amplify the beauty that's already on the
Mm,
inside.
mm,
Yes,
mm, mm.
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
I love it. Guys, we're almost out of time. I just want to go back and say thank you for doing the show, Sam. Just a phenomenal person. Would you come back? Would you come back and join us again?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
all right.
Absolutely. It was my
All right. I got
pleasure,
it.
And
really.
Sam,
Yes.
Brian, Sam, and D'Angelo hopefully will get a chance to put their hands on my face.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. You claim it. Claim it.
I'm putting the intention out there, you guys.
And
Yes.
so shall it be.
Yes.
Brian,
It would
I
be
had to
our
do
pleasure,
that.
I'm sure.
Of course. Of
Thank
course
you.
you did. Of course you did. You better. Hey, you got the A team on the line right now.
Yes.
Oh man. Thank you both, D'Angelo Thompson and Dr. Chanel de Guzman, for being hosts with us today. I appreciate you both so much too.
Thank you
My
so
pleasure.
much.
And congratulations, Brian, on this awesome launch for Soulivity Today, starting yesterday. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
5
you.
days a week.
Onward and upward, y'all. Listen,
Amen.
everybody. I just want to let you guys know that, again, we appreciate all of you being here as well. Please remember to follow us on social media. I want to make sure I tell you about that too. We're on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. We're even on Threads now. Make sure you go to the SOULIVITY Today site at soulivity.com/soulivity-today. You can join our mailing list. You can learn about our partners and sponsors as well, that we aired a few of those today. They're great people. Go check it out, because you won't be disappointed with what they're offering as well. Listen, on behalf of all of us, I just want to say thank you for joining us for another edition of SOULIVITY Today. We hope that you come back and join us every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live broadcast right here on SOULIVITY TV, or you can listen to us every weekday at 8 a.m. Pacific time on KMET 1490 AM radio, which is also a website at 1490am.com, for all of you guys out on the West Coast. Well, listen, almost out of time. Again, with all the information that we share, it's our pleasure to empower you every single day with these conversations. And of course, I am wishing you nothing but passion, purpose, and a life full of high quality living. We'll see you next time, okay?
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its prior written consent.